So today's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna show you a software that is very useful to me in my, both in my technical career and my entrepreneurship ventures. And this is a note-taking app, and that seems like whoop-de-doo, but it's helped me tremendously. Whether it be I do planning in here, I do teamwork sketches in here. I mean, I do ideas thinking. I just do so much in here. It's incredibly useful, and I want to show you. It's called Notion, so you can go to Notion just like Google Notion download. I just did that, Notion download, and then just click right here, download for Mac, Windows. They have an iOS version, they have an Android version. It works online and offline, which is super critical for me because I'm like, I like to be focused, so sometimes I'll turn off my Wi-Fi and just take notes, and that's what I love to do with Notion, right? You can see some examples. Blah, blah, blah. They have some marketing stuff here, but you can kind of see the little design they have going on here. And so I'm going to show you what it looks like. Just download it, whatever. You can see Web Clipper. They have a website too. I prefer to actually download it, but it's completely up to you because I like that offline feature. So I'm going to start off with what I use it for. So I have a to-do list in here. And you can see I have some videos, like I planned this video out on here. And so it allows me to have these little tasks. And so, for example, I'm doing my videos right now. That's what I'm physically doing right now. I have that on my to-do list to film this. And then I have to do, which I'm learning Haskell for a project. And I have done. And then when it's done, I can drag it and archived. And you can see I have a whole bunch of stuff in archive, right? Like stuff I'm supposed to be doing and did. But yeah, you can kind of drag and drop. And then let's say I want to create a new one. Let's say I had some chores to do or house. Let's do house cleanup. That sounds a little better. And then day created. Let's say I need this done by, right now it's 10? Let's say I need it done by 1 p.m., right? I have some work to get done. It needs to be, I can set reminders 30 minutes before. I'll get a ding on my phone. Like I said, I'll get and these are synced, right? So I'm on the same account. So let's do it that time. Let's do 12. Let's do 12, 30 minutes before, 15 minutes before, include a time. You can add an end date. You can do a whole bunch of things. Time zone. You can do a whole lot on this, but there we go. Time estimate. And these are custom made by me, by the way. So time estimate, let's say 15 minutes to do. Yep, it's going to be a to do. It's a priority. P1, and this is my scale personally. P1 is it needs to be done now. This is critical. Deadline now. House cleanup. P5. Topic, and then I have a whole bunch of topic. I'm gonna say personal. These are other ventures and stuff I got going on in my life. Complete it? No. But this is what I meant by you can add your own. I can click add property. I can say person, date, multiple select, number, phone number, formula, created time, created by, last edited by, a whole bunch of them. Like let's say person. Who's gonna clean up the house? It's gonna be me. And then I could say files. Maybe I need to add an image in here for whatever reason. I can also name them. So let's say whose job? Well, it's my job. And I can add little comments in here. Blah 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 blah. Maybe I'm working on a team. And then here, it's a page, right? So I can do whatever I want in here. I can say laundry, dishes, car clean or car wash, right? And I click out and you can see I have house cleanup. I have a little reminder and you can see all these tabs I clicked. And then even this little page right here, right? I can add an icon. And they have a whole bunch of integrated icons. You can even upload an image as an icon. Let's do a little heart. And then you can see, just to make it a little more nice and UI friendly, I could do that. And then you can see, I could do all that, right? And then you can see here, in here, right? Let's say I wanted to do a bullet list. And if you're familiar with like Google Docs or whatever, you have to go all the way to the top and do all that. Here, it says type / for commands, /. And let's do a to-do list. And then let's say dishes, laundry, car wash. And then check after I do them, right? And that's really satisfying. I use this a lot. And then you could do indents. And then you could do indents. You could do indents on indents on indents. And let's say here you want to have a bullet list. You could do that under one of them. There's a whole bunch of them. And let's say you want to make this one red. Or maybe red background. And you want to make this one blue. And this one's important, so maybe you want to make it a bigger. But there's a whole bunch of commands. You can do / and see what they have. Let's say they have table, bullet list, number list, right? Most of what you need, toggle list, I love these. I'm going to show you those in a bit. But yeah, this is just a little short example, and then I can drag, doing, done, archived, and put that in no status. But that's kind of what I use this for. And I'm going to show you, that's my to-do list, but I'll show you something like note-taking, right? So this one pops up to blockchain, but I'm a Flutter developer at heart. That's what I do day to day. At the end of the day, entrepreneur, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I'm coding in Flutter. That is what I do. That is my specialty. That is what makes me who I am. So as you can see, I took a whole bunch of notes, and then these are all pages. So by typing /page, you can create your own page and you can link it. So you can have a page as a table of contents to more pages. And so let me get rid of that. But that was just to show you, right? And then, like I said, you can add a little icon to each one of these. So let's do widgets. I have a table. And then, like I said, right, you just click /table, full page, and then you get one of these. I think that is the command, actually, is /table, and then it says full page. That's what it's labeled as. And you can see in Flutter, there's these little widgets. It doesn't really matter for the concept of what I'm trying to show, but just know there's these little things called widgets, and they're all different, and they all do things. And then you can see I tagged them. This is all internal for me. I can decide which tags I have. For example, let's say material. I added all these, but if I wanted to make a new one, I could say new one, and you can see create new one. And now it pops up as an option. I can also change the color, or I can delete it. I'm going to remove it. And a little description. And then you can see pages. Each one of these slots have a page. And then I can open it up, and they have toggle list. This is what I was talking about before. The reason why I like toggle list is you can kind of have a heading with a whole bunch of information under it, but it still looks organized. One of the things I hate about Google Docs is I would have all this information, and it would just turn into like a 50-page document. And I was like, I can't handle this. So let's say button style. I'm trying to style buttons. You can see I could say, hey, the background of the button, and it says how to change it. Cool, right? Foreground color, blah, 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 shadow color. This is a relatively simple one. But if I go something, let's see, what would be something more complex? Maybe a box decoration? No. Sorry, let me just, I'm trying to think of something that would be a little more involved. Input decoration. Yeah, so you can see I have all this, just a short description, and then I can use, if you're a programmer, this is incredibly useful, /code, and then it looks like code, and I can pick the language. They have a whole bunch, and it will syntax it based off of the language you put in it. And then you just put it here, so you know it's code, right? And then you just copy it, you can caption, blah, 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 blah. And you could do, there's a whole bunch of options there, but that's kind of what I use it for. And then I can close it, open it. So when I open this tab, it's not like a 3-page document. It's, oh, cool, I'm trying to figure out how to fill an input decoration, which is coding, right? But that kind of shows you that. And then I also have, where would another good one be? Oh, issues, right? So whenever I'm debugging or I run into this really big issue and I want to be able to solve it again when I run into it again in the future, I can do this. And then there's this little search bar. And let's say there's this framework that allows me to add dependencies to my code. It's called Pod. And I run into issues quite frequently with it. So you can see I have all these pod error messages, and then I can say, oh, pod install only support version. So I can say, oh, and that says go to, and then I have this code, which I need to add, and then a little description to help myself, right? And then, oh, sorry. And then I also have, and there's quite a few useful things like video editing. I do a lot of video editing recently for these videos. So I have these little to-do lists, and I'll add images into them. And then I was following this little tutorial online, and then adding an image is simple as /image, and then it says choose an image, embed link, or they even have images built in to their system. So I could say, let's say I went to look for Adobe Premiere, because that's the editing software I use. I can just copy one of these if I'm looking for some template image and I don't want to go to Google, because that is too much work and I am lazy. But you can see I have all these images, all these pages in this table, organizing media, a little step-by-step tutorial with images, all divided and sectioned off. And I could use a search bar, as said before. And I have a ton of projects, like ideas, right? How to use Notion, right? I have this whole to-do list of what I was going to show you in this video, and I'm probably not going to show all of it. That was just some ideas, clearly labeled under the ideas table. But let's show some this recent app I've been working on for a client. And you can see I have a task list. Sometimes I have task lists in here. Obviously, I pretty much finished with everything in it. So that's empty. But then I'll have code. That was something I was trying to work on and then transfer it into my code later. But then I have a roadmap. Kind of have some stuff going on here. And then let's do KDP books. Recently, been getting into that with someone. So you can see I have all these notes, and I have, the toggle with tons of notes I've been taking recently on how Amazon KDP works. I've been interested in selling stuff on Amazon, so I was kind of doing some research on that. But yeah, you can see all of this is divided up and sectioned off into their own little tabs, and it's just amazing, right? And even for school, right? For example, one of the cool things is, let's go to AP Stats. This is a class I'm taking. And then let's see, where would it be? Oh, here we go. So you often have a lot of equations in math classes, as that tends to be the case. So you actually are able to do these little equations, which on Google Docs can be incredibly difficult. So you can see I wrote this equation using pretty simple syntax built into Notion. So I could do /inline equation, and then I would just do, if I want to do a fraction, I would just do /frac, and then boop, and then let's say 10 divided by 20. And then if I want to do a subscript, I could just do that. And if I want to do an power, I could just do that. And then if I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to turn this into a square root, just do square root. And then it would do all that, right? Oh no, it disappeared. Okay, sorry, I canceled it. But you can see you could get pretty creative with it, and then Notion has great documentation on their website, like resources, blogs, guides, webinars, help center, API, guides and tutorials. They have tons of notes. There's so much, they have good videos to follow along. So there is a lot to this, but it is very powerful, and I use it every day. I would highly, highly recommend it. I use it for school, work, to-do list, planning, anything pretty much. And it's breathtaking compared to Google Docs or Notes or whatever, right? It was stuff I was using before, and it works offline. So if I shut off my Wi-Fi, it would work perfectly fine. I would highly recommend this. And so hopefully this helped. Hopefully this kind of gave you a brief overview of Notion, and hopefully it convinces you that this is amazing. I just started using this 6 months, 9 months ago, and it has completely changed my workflow. So I wish you guys luck, and hopefully this helped. Bye-bye.
Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you want to support us in any way, please download our app and give us any feedback, and watch these 2 other videos. Have a good day.